Hello.
Hey, welcome to the 411. What's going on?
Nothing, just vibing.
I was on a little musical journey, so
I see, with the slow jams.
Yeah, that song not that song. That artist just came to me today, so sometimes I'll just be thinking of something, and the artist or a song or era will come to me today. So I was just feeling Teddy Pendergrass today.
Yeah, my mom and granny, they be on it. They love that song. They love everything from him, actually. So,
Yeah.
I was vibing.
That's good.
Childhood
So,
right there.
Childhood, yeah. So, where are you calling from?
I am in Northeast Ohio by Cleveland.
Okay, that's what's up. How's everything out there?
It's going good. It's snowing right now.
What?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's just a little sprinkle, though. It's not bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we only had snow one time here in Jersey. And hopefully it's all done because I can't stand the wintertime. I'm just looking forward to summer right now.
Yeah, I don't like it too much either. It lasts a long time here in the north.
Yeah, when it's cold and I'm all wrapped up and I can't get warm, it's a problem.
Well, that's a real problem in Jersey.
Yeah.
You further north than me.
Yeah, I can't take it. But I just keep thinking about positive things. And,
Yeah.
you know, the springtime and the summertime will be here before you even know it.
Right.
So, how is the whole coronavirus and stuff where you're at?
Let's see. Here, we have had some spikes. Every other week it's like, oh, we had another 7,000 cases, or we had another this amount. And then now I guess the new strain is getting pretty bad around here. So, I don't think it's going to go back to a lockdown, but they're still like enforcing the mask and sanitize and social distance and all of that. So, I just stay home and stay away from it.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be wanting to venture out, but then other times I'll be like, man, I need to just stay exactly where I'm at and
yeah, just be still. It'll be okay.
Yeah. So, talk to me about your journey. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell everyone out here a little bit about yourself.
Oh my. Well, I am 31. I'm a single mom of a 12-year-old son. He's in 7th grade, the light of my life. Also, the most annoying person ever, being stuck with him since March, every day. I'm not a homeschooler, so it's been rough, but they're supposed to go back on Tuesday, so let's pray for that. And, I used to be a GI medical assistant for 4 years. So I have my associates in that, and I was going to school for nursing before I got Crohn's disease, so that's pretty much it. Oh, and I'm a new homeowner. I just bought a house 2 years ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
So talk to me about Crohn's disease, because I have heard of it before, but I'm not really familiar. And it's a sad thing to say, but I actually worked with somebody who I believe that was pretending to have it, and it was just a whole nonsense. I used to manage a retail environment, and you get all kinds of people in that, just like you get all kinds of people in just everyday life, but I tend to always come across some people who are a little interesting, and this particular person decided to pretend, so everyone said that they actually had Crohn's disease. So why don't you fill us in a little bit on what that is and what that means? And by the way, SOS says that you sound like Eartha Kitt.
Oh, well, thank you. Does that mean I have a radio voice?
It might be. People told me that I have a radio voice, and they always love my voice, and I didn't really like my voice back then, but
yeah,
I kind of get it now. I didn't get it when they first was saying it. I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. So yeah, they say you sound like Eartha Kitt.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. So Crohn's disease is a inflammation of the digestive tract. So a person can have Crohn's disease from their esophagus down to their bottom. So it can go pretty far. So mine is really in my small bowel area. So what it is your white blood cells attack your good cells in your body. So my body thinks that my bowel is bad. So it just attacks it and it inflames it. And then it causes pain and strictures. And so you have to get surgery because sometimes the bowel will die and they have to take it out and take some out. And so I've only had one surgery so far, but what's crazy is I worked in GI for 4 years around Crohn's disease for all this time, and I had no idea that I had it. Meanwhile, I had symptoms the entire time. I was 110 pounds, I was throwing up, and I just thought it was, stress being a single mom and stuff, just trying to do life. And I got really sick after Halloween one day because I used to throw them back, party, everything, like my stomach was good. I never really threw up after drinking and stuff, and I just couldn't stop, and I thought I was going to die. Like, I couldn't even drink water without it coming back up, so I drove myself to the hospital, and I thought I was going to die, so I didn't think the ambulance would save me. Like, I had to get there, and I had a hospital, 2 minutes away from where I lived at the time, so I just raced there, and they did a biopsy, and it was Crohn's disease, so I worked another 2 years, and then I had a stricture, and I had to get some bowel cut out, and I was in the hospital for a month after that. And so I've been in and out of the hospital I've had it since 2014. I got diagnosed. So yeah, it's like sometimes you have to have a certain diet. It causes pain. It causes a lot of diarrhea. It can be deadly to some people. Some people have to have a bag their whole life. Some people have to have a feeding tube because they just can no longer tolerate a regular diet. It's really serious, but people don't understand because it's an invisible illness. So I look how I look, but you don't know that I'm in chronic pain. I'm fighting for my life every day, but I look normal. So, and that's a big issue with the Crohn's disease and my advocacy and what we talk about and the things that I talk about with people, that it's, it brings on, I have endometriosis from it, so I can no longer have any more children. I have arthritis from it, so it's crazy.
I heard of endometriosis before. I heard someone talk about it. I'm not quite sure what that is.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me?
So it's basically just another inflammation of your endometrial tissue that's in the uterus of a woman. So it makes it hard for the eggs to travel so that you can get pregnant. It just makes it more difficult. So and periods are really bad, really painful for some women. They feel like they're dying because of the pain from the inflammation of that. So most women go on birth control, or they even have to have hysterectomies if the endometriosis is really bad. So it's not something I foresaw, but you know what I mean? You just gotta take what it is, and I was given life, so I'm just gonna keep doing life.
That's what's up. I like the attitude. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story because, again, like I said, I've heard about it. I had someone tell me that they had it. Now, this person, they said that they had Crohn's disease, right? But every single time that we had, some sort of function in the break room with, food, we would get, Olive Garden or,
right.
Some Italian restaurant.
Right.
And they would have all kinds of peppers and onions,
yeah,
meatballs and pizza.
Yeah.
This person would eat this food and proceed to complain and say that they had Crohn's disease, and it just made a weird environment, and people at work didn't necessarily believe that this was accurate. Does that sound like the activity or eating habits of somebody who would have Crohn's disease? Would they stay away from that type of stuff, like the sauce and the...
Well, it depends, because everybody's Crohn's disease can be in a different place. So it's because your digestive tract is so large, everybody's diet is different. So, I've had times where I just want pizza. And if I know it's going to give me acid reflux, it's going to mess me up for the night, but I want pizza, I'm going to have a slice of pizza. But I'm not going to eat it into excess because I know what triggers me now. But it's more of you have to document your diet and see what hurts and what doesn't, because it all has to be digested at some point. And that's what causes the pain. If it can't get through, then it can't come out. You know what I mean? So that's what causes infection and pain and hospital visits. And then you have to be on IV fluids for days and, no liquids, stuff like that. But it just depends. Some people can have a regular diet. Some people aren't even on medication. Some people don't have to get chemo. Some people just have it and it doesn't affect them. And then there are other people, like I just lost a Crohn's friend a few months ago. She died from a surgery she had. And it was just crazy because I had talked to her literally like 2 days before.
Wow. Well, I will, I guess, take my comments back because I have no
I guess
idea.
you could probably lie about it because nobody can actually see it. It's not like, cancer where someone's bald and they're pale and, you know what I mean? You don't really look very sick. I guess you could fake it. But I guess it would be really hard because it is an invisible illness, so it's kind of hard to say if they were faking or not. I wouldn't want to fake this illness. I wouldn't want anybody to have this from my story, but I mean, if some people are like that, they just like to fake illness and disease for attention, and this is probably not one that you want to have attention from.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because there's another situation with people faking illnesses.
Yeah.
I'm just go here and not even go there because I'm going to get myself in trouble.
Right.
But now, someone said, SOS says, if she can tolerate celery juice, drink straight celery juice with nothing else, 16 ounces each day. So,
okay, definitely can't try celery because it is more of a roughage for me. Lots of vegetables are considered roughages and they don't pass through very well. So, honestly, sometimes a bad diet is better for us than healthy because roughages get stuck. And so I have to take medicine. I have to have medicine to help my digestive system to keep me out of the hospital, which now in these times I really have to because I have a weakened immune system. So honestly, guys, I've tried everything. I've done research. I did this. Like, I've tried everything, and just the concoction that we have right now is just what's working for me right now until we find a cure. Unfortunately,
You can't even drink the juice at all, period.
I probably would. It would probably make me throw up.
Okay. Well, just put it out there. That was just something that SOS.
Yeah. Now, if I get into remission, I'll definitely try it. If there's a way that I can get into remission within the next, couple years or so, if that can help me out, then I'll do that. But I've tried so many remedies. It's exhausting. It's exhausting, really, because you want to feel human. You want to feel better. You want to go do things. You want to stop canceling things. You want to be a person, and you can't because you're constantly running to the bathroom or you're always in the hospital. There's no happy medium,
Right. Well, feel better. Hopefully everything works out well.
I am. I'm a boss.
That's what's up. What's going on, Nene? How you doing? So talk to me about your YouTube channel.
So it's basically just, telling my story. A lot of people are interested, like when I'm in the hospital, what happens, and when I get my treatments, what happens. And so I just document that stuff. I document my life and loss and friends, and, since I can no longer do speaking engagements and things like that, it's kind of like I had to turn to social media to really, put things out there and get the misconceptions, of the disease out there and the mental aspects of it and, how bad it really is. And I just want to bring awareness to it because we just started seeing Crohn's commercials, These medicines are just now, getting put out into the community where, hey, this is known to help these people that have been suffering in silence for so long and nobody understands because it really hasn't been talked about.
Right.
So that's really all I do. I just show, me and my son, if we do fun things, family things. But it's mostly about advocacy. That's huge for me. That's what I do. That's what I do now since I lost my job after I got sick. I got fired because I couldn't go back full time after my surgery. So I had to wait a year for disability, and then I had to wait another year for even a date to get Social Security. They said I could find a low-impact job, which makes no sense with a college degree. So I wasn't going to do that, even though they take Social Security from you every paycheck. But, you're not entitled to that, apparently, if you're under 60. So I had to fight them. I had to get a lawyer, and it took me 2 years to even get approved for disability, to get good insurance to help me with my meds and actually get some money to help me survive. And thank God for my family that supported my son and I, because we would have been on the street, because I had to literally not work for a year to even claim that I'm disabled, because they don't consider it a disability with how bad it can get, you know?
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't see that that's a disability. That's stupid. But,
yeah.
Everyone out here is showing you love. D. Bless Dunn says, I commend her for doing a good job of managing her Crohn's disease. And
thank you.
SOS says, bless her heart. And, of course, you know, America, how things are.
Mm-hmm.
And Tremaine says, wow, that's crazy, but it's reality.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's things people don't know. People think that, you know, if you're not working and you're just sitting on your butt, or you're just lazy, or you want to live off the government. No. If I could go back to work and do what I love, I would do that. But since I can't, I'm entitled to what has been taken away from me since I was 15. So don't tell me, you know, you don't know people's circumstance. You can look at me and think that I'm lazy, that I'm just staying at home, but you have no idea. You know, so people really have to understand what they say to people and how they think, because they don't know the ins and outs of the system.
See, you know, I think a little crazy. See, stuff like this gets on my nerves. So I would just think of stupid stuff like, okay, so there's nothing wrong with me. Let me go down to the office and speak to you and throw up all over your desk. How about I do that?
Right.
And
like,
yeah. And walk away.
Yeah. Like, I have a rarer type of arthritis that comes with Crohn's disease, just because it inflames your joints. And the judge was like, I have seen a lot of cases of Crohn's, but I have never seen a file this thick with this type of diseases that you've had from just Crohn's disease, with the endometriosis and the arthritis, that I really had been suffering and that I shouldn't have been denied. But since I was denied 2 times, he finally was able to give me the all clear to approve me. And thank God now I used the back pay to buy my house. I paid my car off. I paid off all the debts, because we lived off credit cards for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's hard. That's hard. But people don't see that, you know. People don't see that side.
Well, I'm glad that everything worked out, because if that judge was going to act crazy, I would say we can do the same thing and cut up inside of his...
Right. That's what I was about to do, because I was done. I was done with the government before I got that, because it was like 18 months before you could even get a court date. Like, are you kidding me? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's done on purpose. It's all done on purpose. So, what is your YouTube channel? Everyone's asking.
It's Crohnie Queen. So it's Crohnie is spelled Crohnie, and then it's Queen, Queen.
And where can they follow you at?
Oh, I'm on IG. It's CrohniequeenAB. I'm on Facebook, Ariane Bell, or Crohnie Queen, again, AB, and on Twitter it's the same name.
Okay, very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's time.
So, right now it's time for burning questions. Have you watched the show?
Yep.
You're with it? Okay. So now, there's some crazy questions. I do have some interesting questions tonight. So, for everybody out there who's joining, I definitely need your help tonight.
Uh-oh.
Because some of the questions may not be for my guests here, but it's just in general. So chime in, drop them in the comments. Let it be known how you feel about these things. So, someone told me to ask this, and I'm starting to understand that a lot of people, they want to ask these questions, but maybe they might be afraid to put it out there themselves, so they actually DM me, or they text me. So if you have a question that you want me to ask out here, a burning question, you can most certainly DM me, or you can text me at 609-738-0611. But this one came from, a listener. And the question is, if somebody cheats on you, is it okay to participate in revenge sex? So,
Ooh.
I don't know. People feel a certain way about it. I don't know. So, if someone cheats on you, do you think it is right to participate in revenge sex?
I think it would be depending on who they cheated with. Like, if it was a friend of mine, then yeah, like, maybe, I'm gonna go find one of your boys that was cute to me. But, if it was like just that's what they did, then it's cool. You know what I mean? No hard feelings. Bye, get what you want. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do me. So, I don't really think revenge sex really is going to change anything for anybody. I mean, you're mad in the moment, but that's just a moment of your life. When you can do something that changes your life negatively or something you regret, then that's not a person you should want to be.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly thinking about that revenge sex and then you're thinking that, oh, that was a bad idea, or I shouldn't have done it, or there may be repercussions that you don't even know about that come later in life. That's scary when you think about it that way. So, I'm not that girl.
I would say that it's probably not a good idea to do so, because like you said, it's going to cause all kinds of issues. And my thing is, when you start stuff like that, I think it opens up the door to some sort of love triangle. Because what if you step out there on some revenge type stuff and you get caught up? Now you're caught up with the new thing, but you still got the old thing at home, and now you're just bouncing back and forth, and you don't even know what to do with yourself.
Exactly. But I think it's easier for men to do that, though. I think there's a stigma between that, because men think if girls go out and do it, then we all different kind of names. But when you with your boys and you telling them, you know what I'm saying, you have this and this girl, I think it's different in society how men are kind of praised for that.
I'm not going to deny you or knock you for that. I understand exactly where you're coming from with that.
So I can see how a woman would want to have revenge, you know what I mean, from that standpoint. Just saying, not trying to be a man hater or anything. I'm just trying to be real.
But your daughter was so quiet. No comments. Everyone else to stay away from that. Now, what type of person are you? Are you more of a go with the flow type of person? You sort of just let it go. It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Or are you more of a what if type person? Do you overthink?
I think I'm both. I have really bad anxiety. I'm always doing a what if just because of my situation and things that have happened to me. But I'm also like, okay, this is it. This is what I have. This is what's happened. I'm going to have to deal with it and, keep it pushing because I've made it this far. But there are times where I'm like, what if this, and this happens? How am I going to bounce back? Or who's going to take care of this? I have what ifs all the time. I have very bad anxiety. And I used to think people that had anxiety were like, I was like, that's weird. Like, why do you have anxiety about that? You know what I mean? Now I get it.
I'm going to tell you, I used to be a what-if person all the time, and I probably had anxiety. I probably had this. I probably had that.
Yeah.
I was ready to self-destruct.
Right.
And right now, today, I'm more of a go-with-the-flow type person. You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
You can come up with all kinds of plans.
Right.
You can make all kinds of things, and life will always take you down a different path, and you'll be like, wow.
Absolutely.
What happened? I thought that this was going to happen. I thought that I was going here, but I guess I ain't going here. I'm going here today. But like SOS says, go with the flow. It works for her. It definitely works for me too, because I can't be worried about what's happening next week, what's happening 2 months from now, in a year from now, because I have no idea. And I just basically get up every single day and I go with the flow. And I'm very surprised at it too, because my life is so much better now that I just go with the flow versus thinking that I was going to be able to plan it out and handle it and dissect it and know what was going to happen.
Right.
I get so surprised by so many good things, and I shout out to the go with the flow type people. And if you're watching the replay, let me know if you're a go with the flow type person or are you a what if type person. But I'm telling you, the only thing I can say is just try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's easier for when you actually have gone through some nonsense in your life and you actually like hit rock bottom. Because I stare in the mirror sometimes and be like, all right, listen, what we gonna do today?
Right.
Because you already here. How much lower you think you're really gonna go?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to talk to myself like that in order to, build myself up. And
Right.
so yeah, try it one day.
Right. I will. I try. Like I said, it's in between. It depends on the situation that comes up for me.
Man, you want to know why it's easier for me too? Because you can get in your car, you can walk down the street, you could be on your job, anything can happen, and you could be going there tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So why worry about what's happening in the future, and when you basically can wake up and live every single day as if it is your last day? Because you never really know.
You never know.